Good morning and welcome to Morning Matters. This morning we are broadcasting from Ladyville, right outside my home. You know why? Because we are at Friends of Friends. A lot of you hear about Friends of Friends and you don't know where it is. Well, today you have a treat. You get to see what Friends of Friends is like, as well as we have the chairlady for Ladyville in with us this morning. So it's full Ladyville explosion this morning. We have Miss Dian White. Miss White, good morning. How are you?
Hi, good morning, Miss Rhonda. I'm good, and how are you?
I am well. Besides being the chairlady, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do when you're not being chairperson?
Well, I am a teacher for 14 years and a family of 2 sons.
You have 2 sons? You know, that's an interesting thing. How old is your eldest child?
19 years old.
And your youngest child?
5.
Wow. There's so much story in that. Why? Because a lot of people say, well, you know, you waited so long. Why didn't you have them one behind the other? Lots of things people keep saying behind that, you know, like I have a daughter as well and she's 19. And sometimes I think, should I or shouldn't I? I'm sure that there are other women out there as well that are thinking that same thing. What made you go back after 14 years?
Really? Well, you go through a lot of stuff with your first boyfriend. And then after 14 years, I think I find the man of my dreams, but apparently he was, and that's how it came about the second child.
He was the man of your dream for that time.
For that time, yes.
I love it. I absolutely love it. But that is reality. It's important for us to be conscious of the choices that we make, and sometimes we make choices for ourselves, and sometimes we make choices to please our spouse or husband or whoever else it is in our family. I always encourage people, however, to make the choice for you. You know, sometimes you might be sitting at home thinking, you know, I would love to start a family with person X. But I think one of the things that we need to consider before we do that is to decide if person X wants to be married, especially if you as a woman want to be married, right? And a lot of times we put the horse before the cart, or the cart before the horse, or whichever one is the wrong way. That's how we do it. But it is life. You have 2 beautiful children. I am sure that you're quite pleased with them. And you're a teacher by day. What do you teach and where?
I am teaching at West Lower School. I was the head teacher for Infant 2, but coming this year I'll be an Infant 1 teacher this September.
September you'll be an Infant 1 teacher.
Yes.
What's it like dealing with all these young minds every day, all day?
Well, for me, from my experience, you can mold the smaller children to what you want them to be. So I believe if I move that child from a point A to a point B, I have moved a step forward with them. Yes, they are small. Yes, they're 4-year, 5-year-old, 6-year-old. But at the end of the day, when you're finished with them, you can get a hug and a kiss and say, "Teacher, I'll see you in the morning." And that is what make me be that teacher that I love. Because at the end of the day, they have appreciate what you have done for them.
What made you choose teaching?
Well, when I leave Standard 6, I have my Standard 6 teacher who was a teacher and a principal, so he played both roles. And he always encouraged me that that education is the key to success. And he has molded me as far as going into 4th form. And then my mom told me that she cannot pay for the 6th form because it was 3 of us. And 2 of us were going to 6th form, so she decided to say, okay, the younger one will go to 6th form, and then I have to find myself a job and go to school. And that is what I did. I find a job. Well, I saw the man the first man of my dreams.
I love it. I love talking to you.
And then my first son came, and that still did not stop me from doing what I want to achieve, the goal that I want. So I went back 4 years at SJC to complete my studies in primary education, which I did. And then I applied and I got a job where I'm presently at, and I love teaching. And because of my teacher, he has shown me that education is the key to success, and if he can do it, then I can do it as well.
You know, you have quite a story, and the reason I said is because it seemed that you got pregnant relatively young, but that did not take you off your path. You stayed on your path. You stayed committed to yourself, to your dream to be somebody in society, and you went back to school. Even though the man of your dream probably turned into the man of your nightmare because you're probably not with him anymore. So you're not with him. So he turned into not the man of your dreams. And you moved on with your life. How difficult were those choices at that time, especially when the man of your dreams was no longer there?
Well, Miss Rhonda, I could tell you that it was a hard choice for us. My mother was a single mom. She had 5 of us, and she showed me that she can do it. She worked and she sent all 5 of us through high school. 1 went to 6th form, and she had molded me and take me to that level and show me that if she can do it, I can do it. So she's a role model to me, and I walked in her footsteps, and this is where I am now.
It's interesting to know. How's your 19-year-old doing?
He's home, doing good. He do a part-time job. He's a driver with a tour guide. He do the van. So it's not that he has a job, but if there's something about that comes around, his uncle will call him and give him a job for 2 or 3 days.
All right, so he's a productive member as well. That is good to know. And well, we have the cheerleader in with us this morning. Dian is her name. She's going to be talking to us a little bit about her story, and the reason that we have her on is because she is an example of what a productive member of our society is. She didn't grow up rich. She didn't grow up with any gold spoon in her mouth. She, like a lot of people, have had relationships that were less than desirable or less than perfect. But in all of those trials that she has faced, she has not stopped being productive, and she's not stopped trying. Like she said earlier, when she met the second man of her dreams, she decided to have a child because she thought that this was the man. This would have been the man that would have changed everything in her life, right?
Yes, he did. To a certain extent.
What's so special about him? I don't even know who he is. You don't have to call his name. What's so special about him?
Well, he's a man that I can depend on a lot. If I am out at work and he's at home when there is no job, the house will be clean, food will be on the table. Like a husband will say, right? And he's always there for me until it became sour when I went into this cheerleading.
So the husband left you because you become cheerleader? Is that what I'm to understand? Or did your behavior at home change that made things change as well?
Well, I could say most of my times I'm out of the house. When I go to work in the morning from 6:30, I come home at 6. I do my cheerleader duty as well. Sometimes if I have to be in the village, in the meetings, I'll go without his permission. Well, this is my job and I have to get it done. If you don't like it, then you just wait until I come home back. And going through those trials and tribulations, he didn't like the situation that I was running for the chairperson. I did not ask a permission, but I believe that if that is what I want to go for, I will go for it. I believe that I don't need to ask a man a permission to do something that I want. I am not married. I don't have a ring on my finger, so. And I went and do it, and after a year, I will say after a year, approximately 9 months, this is when he decided to leave. So I'm out of a man. But nevertheless, I enjoy my homestay single. As my mother say, a single life is the best life that you can ever find.
Well, Miss Dian, I don't know if a single life is the best life or not. I think that sometimes, if that is the only problem, then maybe you guys still have hope. Maybe you can still counsel it back to strength. If somebody wants to counsel it back to strength, or if somebody has not moved on yet, there's no telling. I don't know the dynamics of the situation. I don't know that we want to get into all the details because maybe the details are still fresh and people are still transitioning. But these are just some of the trials that you face when certain things in the home change. It could be job, it could be not having a job, it could be getting pregnant outside of being planned, it could be multiple things why relationships fail or otherwise. I have a question that I would like to ask you, and you feel free to answer or not. Would you have done the same thing again, knowing the results would be this, where your home is concerned? Would you have made the same choices?
Yes, I will.
You would?
Yes, I would.
Why?
Because at the end of the day, I am a determined person. And if I see something is out there for me to grab and to make a better community, I will do it.
Do you think your choices would have been different had he been your legal husband? Sorry, that's one important question for people to consider.
Yes, if I have sit down and maybe ask him the question, and then if he give me the okay, and he will have my back then.
If he was your husband, you're saying
If
if you had a husband, it doesn't even have to be him, whoever he is. But if the person in your life was your husband, do you then think that the choices that you made would have been different, or you would have gone about it differently?
Well, Miss Rhonda, let me explain something to you.
Please do.
At this present moment, I cannot answer that question, but I like to be at the point where it's my way or no way.
I dropped the mic on that. That when you're going to watch a show and they say mic drop. On that note, we're going to take a break and come back with that same point.
Okay, this one.
Seaboard Marine is the leader in ocean transportation. We now offer shipping of container loads and less than container loads, including units such as heavy machinery, trucks, tractors, buses. We also can ship your small item like barrels, televisions, refrigerators, pallets, anything your heart desire, we can ship. We not only ship from the States to Belize, but we now clear customs for you and deliver directly to your door. Imagine this, the goods of your choice from the store of your preference delivered to your door in less than 1 week. That's right. Give Seaboard a call today at 223-0043 or visit us at number 2 Norfolk Street in Belize City. Seaboard, we ship, you shop, we deliver. Seaboard is a member of the Betalco Group of Companies. Welcome to a piece of paradise on earth. Hunter's Conference and Cottages. Allow us to help you escape from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. We provide all modern conveniences for you, our valued traveler. Each cottage is surrounded by greenery and timeless landscape of mature trees and open fields. At Hunters, we offer every home comfort and a slew of simplistic spoils. Come in today and have us host your conference, wedding, yoga retreat, or even that family reunion. Give us a call at 672-1000 or visit us online at huntersbelize.com. Hunters Conference and Cottages. Come get away with us.
At Crystal Auto Rental, we not only rent great vehicles, we sell them too. Crystal Auto Rental is now having a huge clearance blowout sale. We have a wide selection of true low mileage cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans to select from. At Crystal Auto Rental, we clearly mark our lowest price on every vehicle. No games, no pushy salesmen, that's the price. Come by at Mile 5 Philip Goldson Highway or go to our website at carsalesbelize.com where your vehicle is waiting for you.
With the high cost of fuel these days, every fill-up can be a curiously scary experience. Rising gas prices have transformed to the point where it feels like it can cost you the shirt off your back. That's why we created Lucas fuel-saving motor oils. Their special additives increase compression and minimize friction, improving fuel mileage. With Lucas, you'll keep from losing your shirt, or even worse.
Looking for quick and easy baking? Try Grace Baking Powder. It comes in a convenient 10-gram packet. Grace Baking Powder. Great for my pancakes, waffles, fry jack, flour tortillas, muffins, waffles. Wow! How quick and easy. Grace baking powder, so convenient, easy to store, you love it. It's good enough and fresh whenever you need it. Another fine product brought to you by Grace. For recipes, go to gracerecipes.com. It's time for Grace. Grace, bringing good taste to life.
Belmopan Aggregates and Hardware has it all. They have construction material, generators, appliances, Makita and DeWalt tools, pressure systems, and motorcycles. They are the authorized dealer for Generac backup generators and power washers, Husqvarna riding mowers, lawnmowers, trimmers, and chainsaws. They carry water pumps and woodworking equipment. Visit Belmopan Aggregates and Hardware to get a full line of fencing material, roofing, steel, retail and wholesale steel rebar, Maya cement, cement blocks, and sand and gravel. Get the latest in appliances, ovens, refrigerators, air conditioning, and so much more. Belmopan Aggregates and Hardware is located at Forest Drive, Belmopan. Opening hours Monday through Fridays, 7:45 a.m. to 5:15 p.m. Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 12:45 p.m. Belmopan Aggregates and Hardware. Quality goods, excellent service at the best prices.
Hello and welcome to A&R.
With a wide variety of household items, party supplies, and gift ideas to choose from, A&R is definitely the shopping spot of choice for you. We have loads of kitchen appliances such as freezers, washers, refrigerators, pots, pans, and other items including stationery, school bags, swimming pools, sturdy plastic chairs, and toys for boys and girls. Check out A&R at any of our many locations in San Pedro, Orange Walk, Cayo, and Belize City. At A&R, we strive to provide all your shopping needs under one roof.
After you pick the place, pick up a great deal at Alamo on all kinds of vehicles for every vacation, because everyone loves a little getaway and big savings. Alamo.
Welcome back to Morning Matters right here from Friends of Friends in Ladyville. If you don't know where Friends of Friends is, it's at a mile 11 and a half on the Northern Highway. If you're familiar with this road, you know where the old El Cas used to be. You will see the sign on your right and follow it all the way to the back. It's like a little piece of heaven, all right? If you want a definition of heaven, come here. All right, well, so we have the good chair lady on with us this morning, sharing some of her regular day life events. This is in an effort for maybe our viewers to realize that ordinary people sometimes have some extraordinary job and responsibilities. That doesn't make them any better than us. It doesn't make them any worse than us. It just means that they have a job that they have to do. And in order to do these jobs, sometimes they have to juggle their home life, their personal life, and sometimes those lives change when the job takes effect. It's just how it works. As you heard in the previous segment, we heard Miss Dian telling us about some of the challenges that she has faced and is facing. And you would remember her saying at the end that she would have liked to have it for she-way or the highway. Well, I guess the man gone on the highway, so she could have it her way. I mean, we speak of that lightly. I also asked her if she was married, would things be different? She didn't answer that. But I would say this, that when you I used to have some of the same mindset as you, Dian, where I used to say, well, if it's my way, if it's not my way, I'm not interested in it. Because I am over 40, I have lived on my own 90% of my life, and I don't need to be bothered. I put bread on the table through God's grace. But when you get a husband, things change. When you get a husband, you realize that your life should be shared, that you have to respect the choice that you made. It's a choice that you made and you have to respect it. Because if you're in a home and only one voice is valuable, then there is no need for the second voice. And that is something that a lot of strong-willed women have to learn. But what it teaches us is to choose a good husband and a good mate. Because it's not easy for a weak man to be alongside a strong woman. So you have to find people in your life that are compatible and that are of the same mindset. You have to be equally yoked. The Bible speaks of being equally yoked. And a lot of times we don't understand that until we're in our mid-40s or early 40s or proper adulthood, whatever that means for you. Then you realize, this is what they were talking about. Well, let's leave that alone for now and let's jump into some morning matters. Beside morning matters, we're going to talk a little bit about the work that you do in Ladyville as a chairwoman. How difficult or easy is that task?
Well, as a cheerleader, there are some tasks that really hinders me, but at the end of the day, my task should be completed. And one of my tasks is that I spearhead all committees in the village council. We have different segments, and at the end of the day, our committee members need to return to me so that I could give the okay. Like we're having a Miss Ladyville very soon, next month. And we have 2 counselors who is spearheading it, and at the end of the day, they have to report back to me so that I could give the okay or we agree with what they come up with.
How did you end up being cheerleader? That seemed like a huge task for one seemingly reserved individual.
Well, the first initiative that we have to go to a convention first. We had 2 UDP parties, and we had to go to a convention. After the convention, then we had a election with the other parties, which is the PUP. And at the end of the day, we worked hard. We did our normal routine. We campaign every day, every night. We come up with our list of people. We go, we get our teams together. We make sure that we bring out the people on our list. And at the end of the day, that is how
you became president.
Bam.
There, bam. All right, let's jump into some morning matters. But before we do that, I have a question. Do you think that this job do you think that your sex affects the job that you do?
Well, at the end of the day, I believe that a woman can do a man's job and a man can do a woman's job if you set your mind to it. At the end of the day, work must be done regardless if your sex. If you fight for it, you get it. If you want it, get done. If you have a goal, you will accomplish your goal. If you need to push for it like me, at the end of the day, if I said I'll go for that, that is what I'm going to get.
You said that a woman can do a man's job and a man can do a woman's job. I don't know if I agree with you in that, but I would say that some jobs have no sex attached to them. I would prefer to say it that way because there are some things that only a man can do. And there are some things that only a woman should be doing. I mean, call me sexist, call me whatever it is that you want. I can't think of what those things are, but I am sure that there are things that a man is more suitable for than a woman. But I'm saying that some jobs have no sex attached to them. Your qualification and your persona is more important than whether you're a man or a woman. This is Morning Matters. I have to say thank you for tuning in. Thank you for making Morning Matters a part of your morning. I ask you to text the number on the screen to text your matters in. Anything that matter to you matter to us. And since we have the good cheerleader here today, she's doing some work on the street right here in our area today. So this is how we happen to grab her. She out of her house early in the morning, making our streets beautiful. Good morning. I have been with my husband for 18 years. We have 4 wonderful children. 5 years ago, he left me for another woman. After 3 years, he came back. I forgave him, but now he's cheating on me with another person. I'm confused. Cheerleader's advice first.
Well, at the end of the day, you're married. Well, in my view, I am not married, so I believe that if you want to go, let him go. You pray and then things will be better.
I think that marriage is a very serious decision. But I also feel that once people violate the contract that you have set between you and him and God, then you have to make a new contract. You have to decide if the life that you are living is the life that you want to continue to live. Married 18 years, broken up for 5, cheating now. It makes you wonder, how long were you really married? How long were you really in a functioning marriage? I can't sit here and tell you to leave your husband. That decision is yours. What I would sit here and tell you is that if both of you want to counsel this relationship back to strength, then it can be saved. But if only one of you want and the other one is not willing, then it can't be saved. However, prayers are important, like Miss Dian said. Prayers are important. You have to pray. Well, I shouldn't say you have to pray, but if you want to save it, you should pray. You definitely should pray. Pray and counsel. And between both of those, you should be fine. But like I said, both parties have to be willing. Both parties have to want to see change. Marriage is not between one person. It's between 2 people. And 2 people have to equally and actively want.
I agree with you, Ms. Rhonda. At the end of the day, it's a 2-party game, and then at the end of the day, if you think you can make it something successful, don't. But people will say things, and at the end of the day, if you think it works out for both of you, I believe that you go back and then you settle your relationship, and don't care what people have to say, because there are people who will want to see good and people who will want to see bad. So at the end of the day, if the decision is on both of you and you want to get back together, then do it. That is what God wants in you both, to make that relationship work.
But both of you have to want it. This one says, I have a man and I got 3 children for him and 1 for a next man. He got 3 for a next gal and he in there with 2 away, but he live with me, but give me a lot of hell with the next girl. Wait. You have one man that you have 3 children and you have 3 children. 2 for him, 1 for somebody else. He also have 3 children with a next girl. And he in there between both of you, seemingly both of you know. But he live with you. But he give you hell? No, he not to give you hell, miss. You choose for living in a hell. You choose for tolerate this monkey business for this long. The reason you are there is because you constantly make that choice every day. The question I have for you is why?
One is because I believe that women like to say, okay, I have these children, and because of the children you don't want to leave. Don't let a man be take a monkey of you. It hurts me to see that you're living there and then he's out there, and man like to take advantage. It's both ways, but at the end of the day, if you're making a fool out of yourself, then you need to leave, because then at the end of the day you'll be the one who will be stuck there, and then nothing will come out of it, and then you won't see a future. You will stay right there like, oh, I don't want to go. I tell you this really. I don't want to go in a relationship. Just stay there and stay there, and you hinder there. There is a future out there for you. So what I would say to you, grab for the goal. Go for the goal. There is a goal out there for you. Don't stay in that dream. Go for the goal. That is my list.
I think so as well. I think you need to reassess yourself. You have to figure out why you are there, if that is what you want to continue to do. I don't know why you would want to continue to be there, because besides making children out there, he can bring home a disease. He's sleeping with 2 people that you know of, you and the other lady. That's a minimum of 2 people. That's 1 person too much that he's having sex with. All right? And in this day and age, there's so many things that he can bring home. Besides the physical pain that he's already bringing to the home, he can bring you some disease, he can bring you some... It's just too much risk to take. Those children are his. He has to be responsible for them financially. Go out, get yourself financially stable, and leave this foolishness alone. It makes no sense to continue to put yourself in this place and all you do is complain about it. Complain never fix nothing yet. Choices and making change, that is what will make the difference. Good morning. I have a problem with my man. He come and find one man in my hall, and he want to say he will never come back. What do you think? Good morning. I guess he come and find one man phone in your car, in your hall, and he say he never want to come back. Well, is it that you could not explain to him where the man's phone came from that is in your hall? I would be very concerned if I came home and I found a woman's phone in my hall and I wasn't there, and it's none of my friend, and it's my husband's friend that I don't know about, and he not explaining it. I can understand the man's complication.
Right. There are many ways a phone, maybe it's up to you to explain, and if your explanation is justified, then at the end of the day, it's up to you to justify your answer.
No, you have to. If the answer is not justifiable, then there is a problem. But if you gave a good explanation, like maybe, I don't know, maybe the yardman came in and put down his phone and got a glass of water, or your friend and his brother or some. I mean, there's lots of good reason why the phone can be there. Lots of good reason. But if you can't explain, then I would see why he is angry. But he would have reason to be angry then. I always go out and get drunk. He says, I always go out and get drunk and sleep in my car, but I never cheat on my woman. But she thinks that I'm sleeping with another woman. What should I do? Stop, go get drunk?
Stay home. Stay with your wife, or at the end of the day, take her out, come home and enjoy your night.
I know they say that you have to get drunk, but if you know you're going to get drunk, and you have a drinking problem, let's say it is, then invite your buddies to your house to drink with you. That way, if you drop asleep, you don't drop asleep on your chair, or on your floor, or somewhere in the yard, that your wife could see where you're there. But if my husband go drink and get drunk, and I don't care if you're sleeping at the car, or the neighbor car, or under the freeway, I don't care. Once you know the sleep home, we're supposed to think.
I agree. If you're not asleep home, they're out there somebody else. I agree, totally agree.
Don't tell me you're sleeping at the car, because I wouldn't believe it. It wouldn't make sense if you do it over and over again. I mean, it's good that you sleep in at the car and that you don't drive drunk. But what I say is that you need to curb your drinking habits before it causes you more than your wife. It might cause you your life. You need to curb it. I have a boyfriend for 8 years and have a child for him. We live together, but first he used to live in an apartment and pay rent for himself. Now he come to live with me and he's not paying rent anymore and everything in the house. He wants us to go half-half, on top of still wants to curse the worst words. What can I do? All right, so he's not paying any rent now, but he wants to go half with everything else. And he cussed the most bad word.
Well, then at the end of the day, you said that they're going half-half. And then at the end of the day, he cursed you. So that is saying that I know you want to make a family and everything, but at the end of the day, if life seems complicated, then let him go back. And then let him do what he's supposed to do. But if you want him and then take all of that from him, then I believe it's you. It's up to you now. The decision is all on you.
I say if I had somebody living in my house causing me stress, I would put them out of my house because I can't handle the stress. And I see sometimes people do things because they want companionship, because they want this, because they want that. And when they get that, then they sacrifice their whole sanity. Then they sacrifice everything else. I would say make a new contract with him, that he needs to pay half of everything, including the rent, because he came from a place where he was paying rent. That is if you want to live like that. It seemed that beside the rent situation, you have a problem with his attitude and how you communicate. Before you put this man out, you have to sit down and figure out what it is that you want from life. If not, you will find another man just like him to replace him with. That is just how the cycle goes. I say sit down, relax, have a conversation with this man and make one workable plan that you can go forward with, right? The plan needs to be discussed, it needs to be cleared, nothing needs to be taken for granted, the communication needs to improve, and all that will take time, but you need to implement steps to ensure that you're moving in the right direction. On that note, we're going to take a break and come back with our third and final segment. Seaboard Marine is the leader in ocean transportation. We now offer shipping of container loads and less than container loads, including units such as heavy machinery, trucks, tractors, buses. We also can ship your small item like barrels, televisions, refrigerators, pallets, anything your heart desire, we can ship. We not only ship from the States to Belize, but we now clear customs for you and deliver directly to your door. Imagine this. The goods of your choice from the store of your preference delivered to your door in less than 1 week. That's right. Give Seaboard a call today at 223-0043 or visit us at number 2 Norfolk Street in Belize City. Seaboard. We ship, you shop, we deliver. Seaboard is a member of the Betalco Group of Companies. Welcome to a piece of paradise on earth. Hunters Conference and Cottages. Allow us to help you escape from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. We provide all modern conveniences for you, our valued traveler. Each cottage is surrounded by greenery and timeless landscape of mature trees and open fields. At Hunters, we offer every home comfort and a slew of simplistic spoils. Come in today and have us host your conference, wedding, yoga retreat, or even that family reunion. Give us a call at 672-1000 or visit us online at huntersbelize.com. Hunters Conference and Cottages. Come get away with us.
At Crystal Auto Rental, we not only rent great vehicles, we sell them too. Crystal Auto Rental is now having a huge clearance blowout sale. We have a wide selection of true low mileage cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans to select from. At Crystal Auto Rental, we clearly mark our lowest price on every vehicle. No games, no pushy salesmen, that's the price. Come by at Mile 5 Philip Goldson Highway or go to our website at carsalesbelize.com where your vehicle is waiting for you.
With the high cost of fuel these days, every fill-up can be a curiously scary experience. Rising gas prices have transformed to the point where it feels like it can cost you the shirt off your back. That's why we created Lucas fuel-saving motor oils. Their special additives increase compression and minimize friction, improving fuel mileage. With Lucas, you'll keep from losing your shirt, or even worse.
Looking for quick and easy baking? Try Grace Baking Powder. It comes in a convenient 10-gram packet. Grace Baking Powder. Great for my pancakes, waffles, fry jack, flour tortillas, muffins, waffles. Wow! How quick and easy. Grace Baking Powder. So convenient, easy to store. You love it. It's good enough and fresh whenever you need it. Another fine product brought to you by Grace. For recipes, go to gracerecipes.com. It's time for Grace. Grace, bringing good taste to life.
Belmopan Aggregates and Hardware has it all. They have construction material, generators, appliances, Makita and Dualt tools, pressure systems, and motorcycles. They are the authorized dealer for Generac backup generators and power washers, Husqvarna riding mowers, lawnmowers, trimmers, and chainsaws. They carry water pumps and woodworking equipment. Visit Belmopan Aggregates and Hardware to get a full line of fencing material, roofing, steel, retail and wholesale steel rebar, Maya cement, cement blocks, and sand and gravel. Get the latest in appliances, ovens, refrigerators, air conditioning, and so much more. Belmopan Aggregates and Hardware is located at Forest Drive, Belmopan. Opening hours Monday through Fridays, 7:45 a.m. to 5:15 p.m. Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 12:45 p.m. Belmopan Aggregates and Hardware. Quality goods, excellent service at the best prices.
Hello and welcome to A&R.
With a wide variety of household items, party supplies, and gift ideas to choose from, A&R is definitely the shopping spot of choice for you. We have loads of kitchen appliances such as freezers, washers, refrigerators, pots, pans, and other items including stationery, school bags, swimming pools, sturdy plastic chairs, and toys for boys and girls. Check out A&R at any of our many locations in San Pedro, Orange Walk, Cayo, and Belize City. At A&R, we strive to provide all your shopping needs under one roof.
After you pick the place, pick up a great deal at Alamo on all kinds of vehicles for every vacation, because everyone loves a little getaway and big savings. Alamo.
third and final segment of Morning Matters right here at Friends of Friends in Ladyville. All right, we have Miss Dian White with us. She is a mother, a teacher, and now the chairperson for Ladyville. So with all those hats, I'm sure that she still has some other hats that we're not discussing this morning. It just goes to show that you can come from humble beginnings and get to where you want to get if you are determined, if you are powered by ambition and God's grace.
Right, Miss Rhonda, I agree. At the end of the day, if you set your mind to something and you want to achieve that, I believe that with God's grace, everything can do with His, and He will take you through whatever obstacle or whatever humble are going through, whatever things they're going through, and you want to be that person, He will put you there. So like what I say from the beginning, it's prayers, and with God's grace, He will put you there.
How do you enjoy being cheerleader?
Enjoy. There is enjoyment in it when you meet and greet people and they give you that props and say, "You're doing a great job, Miss White. Keep it up, cheerleader. We like what you're doing. Continue to do it, and we can work with you, and if we want more progress, and so we can give you a hand." And that is the spirit of that I love about my community. They are there. If they saw me out there picking up papers, some of them will come and help me. Don't ask about my mother, my family. They are more supportive to me. If I say, "Mom, we're going to clean out there today," you don't worry. You bet my family will be out there. And that is one of the reasons I am here as a cheerleader, because my family really supports me a lot. My mom, my sister, my aunts, they are my supporters. And along with the area rep, Miss Beverly, she's the one that is doing the road, the starting of the road, and I applaud her for what she's doing. And I am only the one who is out there because she cannot be out here every day. So my duty as a chairperson is to show that I am the person who is in charge of Ladyville, and I will be on the ground. Even though she is the bigger stakeholder, I am the one that is the head of the village. So at the end of the day, I am the one who will say, "Okay, Miss Bev, today we're going to push out," and then I will leave for the day, and my whole day is out here. And that is what I love from my community. I love the spirit.
All right, this one says, "I'm a teenager. I am gay, and I have this guy that I am seeing. He's in age range with me, and I love him, but I think they have people telling things to him, which I know is a lie. And they're also telling him things about me that it left me confused, because we both want to be with each other, because we love each other. What's your opinion?"
Well, in today's world, we cannot change the world when it comes to gay, partners, lesbian. What we can do is we know that people are frustrated with that, but at the end of the day, God makes you the person that He makes you, and then there is different people out here, so we cannot point fingers on people. So with what he is saying, that like what I say, it's just like a relationship. You don't listen to people, because there are people who will be doing good and people who want bad for you. So at the end of the day, you just have to sit down and talk it out, and then see what will become of it.
In your relationship, like any other relationship, it is a relationship that you have chosen, and both of you have chosen. And you're young. I will tell you the same thing that I would tell a heterosexual male or any other person in a relationship. When you are young, take your time and be sure of what and who you want. But in all of that, remember that before you build any relationship outside, there is one important relationship that needs to be built. That is a relationship with yourself and the good Lord. And that is the most important relationship. And I say this for straight across the board. Gay people, straight people, bisexual people, whatever other sexuality is out there. The choices are yours. But besides the choice, the relationships that young people need to be concerned most about is the relationship with themselves and growing themselves and getting themselves to the next phase in life. There will always be a man or a woman out there wanting to be with you. That is secondary. Your education is first. Building the blocks that will take you the extra 30 years and the extra mile is what is important. So don't pay attention too much about the noise out there right now. Step back, think about yourself, think how serious you want to get at such a tender age, because from the look of this WhatsApp image, I could say you must be somewhere between 16, 17, 18. You're not even 20 yet. So I would say relax yourself, control yourself, don't get ahead of yourself. Form friendships, but don't get too attached to any one person at this time in life, because as life progresses, you will realize that what you thought was big and bad and important at 17 or 18 is nothing compared to when you are 25 and when you're 35. And when you're 50, it changes all over again. So take your time, realize where you are, and just accept it for what it is, but don't overdo anything. Good night. I am 19 years old. My heart has been broken twice. I used to treat my ex like a queen. I still love her, but she says that I don't have time for her because I'm always working, and that's the reason she left me. So what's the best thing to do? Boy, 19 years old and you do work and you get your heart broken twice, you know, you have a few more heartbreaks to take. I have to tell it to you, because that's just how life is. And especially when you invest your whole self at 19 or 18 or 17, your heart can get broken to different degrees at different times as you progress through life, right? That is just a fact. There's no preventing that. At 19 years old and a girl say you work too much and she don't have time for you, she must be 19 or 18 or whatever, I'd say relax. Take a break from all of these serious relationships that you young people are investing yourselves into. You know, take some time to invest in you. All that money you're working for, put it up, and maybe you could send yourself to night school, get yourself a bachelor's or a master's or an associate's or whatever it is the next level in your education. And while you are doing that, you will attract a different set of women around you, and they will have different experience, and then you will continue to grow. The woman who not happy that you're working all the time, you can't be bothered with her, because this is the time for you to work. When you're 65, you don't have time to be working hard. The seeds that you are planting now will be what you will reap from later. So you have to work now. If you're 19 and just prowling up in the house and blowing up the fan or the AC and watching TV and smoking up a weed and partying on the Fridays, is that the kind of man she wants? You're not that man. Tell her to go find one of those. You're a productive citizen and you want to be a productive citizen. Let her go. In your society, what do you see as one of the biggest challenges amongst the young people?
What I notice is that in my society, most of the young people are jobless, I will say. Or, let me rephrase it, it's that they are out there hanging out. There are some young ones that I believe that if we can go and find a schooling, because it seems like they don't want to go to school, or their parents don't have that money to send them to high school. So I noticed that Tubal is a training school. So what we can do is to find who are their parents and see how, well, we know that the Ministry of Education are giving some funding. You could go to any of the minister's office and you take your bill to them and they pay a certain portion of it. So I am asking parents that if you don't have the money, at least you could go to the minister's office and they will pay a portion, and then maybe down the road you can find a way how to pay the rest. So I am encouraging the parents to have the children them to go to school, and then maybe we can see a better Ladyville, a better society, and we won't see young people out there hanging out, especially around the community center and in the court.
Well, that's a good thing to know that there is a way for them to get some assistance, because like you said, if you have 3 or 4 children and you are a single parent or one income household, even if you are you have both parents at home but maybe only one person is going out to earn money, you will definitely need that help. I also encourage young people to, I think a lot of our young people, and young is a relative term, are are not ambitious enough. Because, I mean, yes, you need a level of education. I definitely agree with that. But if you're 21 or 25 or 24 and you tell me you can't find anything to do, sometimes it's not that you can't find anything to do, it's what you find you don't want. And then you want to make money, like if you have a bachelor's degree and you just have a high school diploma. Or you don't want to go and cut yard, or you don't want to bake bread, or you don't want to sew clothes, or you don't want whatever it is that you think is too small for you to do, so you end up doing nothing. Let me say this to you. I say do what you can do until you can get what you want. The only way for you to start is to get out and do something. So if you're good at drawing, draw some stuff and find a way to sell them. Put them up in people's store, whatever it is that you can do. Become creative with what you have. Okay? All of us have something. I don't know what you have, but you know what you have. I know some of what I have, so I use it. I get up here every day and I come to work because that's what I do. But everybody has something. Today, I encourage you to figure out what you have and make whatever it is that you have grow. All right? Everybody has something. There is not one person out there with nothing. You know? I might have used this story before. I was interviewing a guy one day, Miss White, and he says he's on the river in St. Paul's Bank, and he says, well, you know, I don't remember if he said, you know, I never graduated from high school, so I'm not as smart as the scientist there, or la, la, la. He says, but I know that the river is, let's say he said, 30 feet deep here, and if you go up more, it's this amount, and he was telling me the whole stuff about the river. And I said, look, you don't have to be the scientist. What you know here is sufficient for your existence in this area. And that is, you can become one tour guide on this river. So everybody has something. I don't have to know how to fix my car, but maybe where I know how to do that, I might be the best house cleaner. So I go out and I clean house very well, and I'm an honest house cleaner, and I could afford to buy one car and have the mechanic fix it. We don't have to know everything. We just have to know enough to keep ourselves busy.
I agree, Rhonda. It's a time in life that you don't settle for nothing. You try to grow, and at the end of the day, it's what you want. And some people always say, I need this, I need this. It's not what you need. It's what you want. It's all about you. You have to know yourself from within and what you want. And there is a future ahead. And I encourage young people to go for the goal. The star is the limit.
Good morning. I'm in a relationship for over 10 years. Me and my husband is good with each other. We have 2 children, but the minute my friends and family come around, his behavior changes. He would lock up in his room and mad with me. I think we read that one a while ago, but I'm going to answer it again. His behavior changes maybe because he don't want them in your house. Maybe he's a selfish man in terms of he just wants to be bothered with his family and his immediate family. It could be that he's insecure. It could be that the only time that he has, maybe he works all the time and the only time that he has is weekends and nights, and he doesn't want people in his house because he wants to spend all of that time with his wife and children. I don't know what the answer is, but what I know is that you need to communicate with him and find out why he is the way he is.
Right. That's true, Miss Rhonda. Some people like say they are selfish, but it's not what selfish. It's really like it's time. Maybe he's a hard worker. He put foods on the table and everything, and when it's his, he wants his time, and I totally agree with that.
You know, I agree with that, but I also believe in flexibility. We need to be flexible. Let's say my mother come over. If my mother come over, come downstairs for 5 minutes. I know they ask you to stay all evening. I say come downstairs for 5 minutes. Why? Because it is important for our children to see how we socialize with our family. So maybe what you need to do is to strike a compromise with him and, well, start the communication and then strike a compromise with him. Because without that, there will be no future. It won't just be your family and your friends and then the relationship with your husband. There are going to be separate relationships that remains separate. And it's nice sometimes when we can involve our partner in our other relationships. It makes all the relationships more beautiful. Like I said, it could be that he's insecure. It could be that he needs time. It could be multiple things could be the cause. But the only way to know is to ask him. Sit down with him and ask him, babe, why you seem so miserable? All right, and see what it. One more matter before we go. And know that you have somewhere else to go. Can't be easy being the cheerleader. You have to have many places and many people that wants to see you. Good morning. I have this boy that I really love. But he have his wife. And me and they go out for like 3 years. I ask him if he happy home. And he says no. So I ask him, why go back home? And he says he misses kids. Him and I love each other. And he says he's going back home after 3 years. What do you think? Well, I don't know, now I'm not sure if they're together or not. Well, if you have somebody's husband, you must always be mindful that the wife will always take precedence. Whenever the wife stops taking precedence is the day they get a divorce. If there is no divorce, the wife and those children are priority. The reason that he continues to have a wife and children, well, he always have to have the children. The reason he continues to have a wife is because he wants. Whatever story he tell you could be an excuse, but the reason the wife is still there is because that's what he wants.
Right. And at least you know that from the get-go that he has a wife and children, so you have to respect that. At the end of the day, they did a vows together, and nobody can change that. And if he wants to be with his wife and his children at the end of the day, then he will tell you that. But at the end of the day, he's not tired. He just wants a free time, and you are the one who cling to him. And that is why he get that free time. But at the end of the day, that is his wife, and he will go back to his wife and family.
If you put yourself that if you put yourself at the beginning of the step and you lie down like a mat, people are rub their foot by you because then you're taking the position off the mat. You can't expect to be anything less or other than second place if first place is already taken with the wife. All right, I would say realize that you're somebody's sweetheart and the love that you think exists doesn't exist. You're like Miss White said, you're for a fine time, for a short time, and your time is coming to an end. That's it. Guys, this is Morning Matters. It definitely has been fun. Miss White, anything you'd like to leave us with?
I would just like to say thank you, Miss Rhonda, for the time. When you asked me to be on Morning Matters, I hesitate, and at the end of the day, it's just for people, like what you say, just for people to know who I am and what is my role and other matters concerning me. I just like to say a big thank you, Miss Rhonda, and I just like to say a big thank you to my parents, my mom, and my sisters at home, and I just like to say a big thank you to my era rep, Miss Beverly Williams, for having me where I am today as a chairperson.
When we asked you to come on, I think we asked you to come on to show your human side. It's important for people to realize that that we're all just human beings carrying out our task at hand. Today you are the cheerleader. Maybe in the next 5 years you won't be the cheerleader, you'll be somebody else. But that doesn't make you any less valuable or more valuable. It just means that your roles have shifted. You know, and I think that if we can bring out the humanity in everybody and let people see that we all pretty much come from the same place. It's where we're going and how we're getting there that's important. So today I want to encourage you to make one change in your life that will get you closer to your end goal. If you don't know what your end goal is, then you have another task. Find your end goal and then start working on it. Guys, until next time, we encourage you to take care of yourselves and each other. This is Rhonda along with
Cheerleader Miss White.
saying goodbye.
Gonna be my wife and I